Hello, beautiful seekers. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Clarity1129, and today's pick a card reading is about the Mercury retrograde. What should you be aware of during this time, and how can you, uh, have a smooth transition during this month? Now, the Mercury retrograde is in Gemini and will last up till the 23rd of June. It went retrograde on the 29th of May. All right, and as you know, the Saturn and Pluto are already in retrograde. I've done readings for the same, and they will of course carry on till October. And in fact, in October we'll have Mercury going retrograde again, but this time in Libra. So, what do you need to know during a Mercury retrograde? Broadly, uh, every retrograde brings back old things, so you have to it's the best time to revisit things that you have started and left, um, relationships. Maybe you have people from the past coming back again into your life. um, Retrogrades are broadly, a time where you reflect on things that have gone back, try and see your role in things, try and correct for it. This is the best time to forgive whatever's happened for your own peace of mind. And usually they say in retrogrades, you do not start something new. Now, in a Mercury retrograde, Mercury, you must remember, is the planet of communication. It is the ruler of Gemini as well as Virgo. Now, during a Mercury retrograde, what happens is that what you say may not be what the person you're saying it to receives, in the sense that during this time it's likely that you have misunderstandings. Also, they say when you don't start anything new, because chances are if you're signing a contract, you miss out something that's written, and that'll come back to you later. So that's why they say don't start something. Yet I'm a firm believer that you cannot, just based on astrological events and uh, tarot readings, I don't think and I don't believe that you should give up doing something that was already planned. Now, suppose you've planned for something for a very long time, or it is something that you just can't avoid. You just get a job and you have that small window to take it, and it's during the Mercury retrograde. You can't say no to a job if you've been looking for one frantically, right? In that case, you've just got to remember that you read everything very carefully before you sign. Do not do anything just based on trust. Wherever there's something in which writing is required, reading is required, speaking is required, think and read carefully, if required once or twice before you move forward. You'll find that people, every time a tarot reader fumbles, and during this time, they say it's because of a Mercury retrograde, because your throat chakra is affected during this time, because anything got to do with communication through any medium is affected during this time. All right. Now, I've got three piles in front of me, and we'll come to that in a bit. But what I want to tell you is that how is it going to personally affect you? We'll try and check it out with this reading of yours. But broadly, these are the things that you have to keep in mind, what I've just covered. All right. So let me take you through the three piles that are there. We have pile number one, the original Rider-Waite or the clear quartz crystal. Pile number two is the cat tarot or the the yellow jasper. And pile number three is the Morgan Greer or the amethyst. All right. So take a moment, one deep breath, relax, and whichever pile you're instinctively drawn to, that is your pile. All right. So let's begin with pile number one. Pile number one, those who chose the clear quartz, this is your reading. I've got an advice card each from the Spirit Animal Oracle as well as the Angel and Ancestors Oracle, which we shall look at the end of the reading. All right, pile number one. We lay down your cards. We begin with the beautiful star, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Sun, and the Eight of Cups. All right, pile number one. What will you be aware of? What will come into your awareness during this time? And you get the beautiful star card. This is the time, pile number one, that you will see your own uniqueness. You will recognize it. You will start seeing yourself in a different light. You'll start recognizing your worth. This is a wonderful beginning for this Mercury retrograde. You know, maybe all this while you thought you were not good enough and you've been working on yourself, but with the beginning, which has already begun, all right? The Mercury retrograde's already begun 3 days ago. So you're coming into this awareness that you are unique and that you need to be celebrated, and that you realize that people do look up to you and they actually get inspired by you, but you've been underplaying it all this while. And this is going to actually, if it hasn't already, it is going to come into your awareness now as to how special you are. Maybe someone's come and told you, or you've been doing a lot of work on yourself and you've just come to the sudden realization that you've been giving out to everybody and been talking down to yourself perhaps, but now you realize your self-worth. All right. So far what's been happening is that you feel that you know, and this will be enhanced during this time, this feeling of not having enough, a lack mindset. You feel left out in the cold. Now this, during this period, you might feel that a little more, that you know, you have been giving so much but you've not got anything in return. This theme might come, and because of this theme, this, you're going to be overthinking and have sleepless nights when the retrograde begins. All right, and it is when you feel this, you're in this place that you've given so much and no one's giving you anything in return, and that you've put in so much effort but you're not making enough, say, um, it could be in any field, whether it is your career, as far as money is concerned, that you feel that you're putting in effort but people are not recognizing your talent and they're not paying you enough. Or it could be that, you know, you're giving so much love to somebody but you're getting nothing, people are just breadcrumbing you. And this, thinking about this and overthinking about this, is leading to sleepless nights as to where did I go wrong. And when you start thinking about this, that is when you come to this realization with this beautiful Ace of Cups, is that you've got a beautiful heart with lots of love and you've been giving it generously to everybody, but you have been a miser when it comes to giving yourself that self-love. And this is what you're going to do, pile number one. After enough of feeling bad for yourself and, you know, feeling left out and, you know, feeling like a failure and talking down to yourself and everything, you will hit that place wherein you will come to this realization that why not direct all this love that I give to the whole world back into me? And you will start, and this is the right time to do it during the Mercury retrograde, and you will be doing this. And this is what is going to make you recognize that you are a star. This is the card of Aquarius. You will actually start becoming your authentic self. You will stop going out of your way to make people happy at your own cost. There is a very fine line between altruism and codependency, and you will recognize that. When you overgive to everyone around you at the cost of your own happiness, then that is not being magnanimous. You have to look within. It is because of lack of self-worth, self-love that these tendencies occur. And you will see that now, and you will give that cup of love to yourself, knowing that you do not need anyone to complete you. And when you do that and you start celebrating yourself and your authentic self comes out, and this is the time for it now, for all these beautiful changes to come into your life. And then people will see you in a different light, and things are going to change for you. And what is going to happen? Something that you can't see right now because you are in this energy. This is the energy that you are coming into the retrograde with. All right? And it's because you've reached such a state wherein you feel things can't get any worse when you shift your thinking. And that's when you put in that effort into yourself, and you come out as your authentic self and shine. And this is what is unknown to you and is waiting to happen. And that is the beautiful Sun card. It is the most positive card in the deck, and it's waiting to happen. You're going to get all that you've ever wanted and more. Things that you can't even think about. But it's happiness all the way. And it's just waiting to come to you. You're not even aware that it's there because you've been telling yourself you're not worthy of anything nice, and that's why you've been in that energy and you've been attracting that. But now when you give yourself that love and you start understanding how worthy you are going to be surprised at what you're going to get at the end of this retrograde. This is what is coming to you. You're not able to see it right now. And what precautions should you be taking during this time? And you get the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups talks about someone who is walking away. The eight cups are lined here. He's going after the two cups which aren't there with him. And in your case, the precaution that you should be taking during this time is to recognize those people whom you've been giving your time, energy, love, affection, everything to, but who are not giving you the same in return. And if you recognize that, no matter how hard it is, because when you love somebody for a very long time and give them your all, and they don't return it to you, but you're so used to giving it to them, you can't think of a life without them. Because you just feel that you just find excuses to give love to them, and that is the goodness of your heart. And now you're learning to show some goodness to yourself, and for that you may have to walk away from some people during this time, and it is okay. Pile number one, please do not feel guilty for giving yourself love. Please do not feel guilty for taking yourself out of situations which no longer serve you. Situations, people, career, whatever it is. If it doesn't work for you, if people don't see your worth, you don't need to stay with such people. Pile number one. And what is the advice from Spirit? Wow. Exactly what I said. Look at this. You get the Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power. You have been overgiving, and it is time for you to walk away from the situation, or put your foot down and tell yourself that, and tell the world that you are no longer, someone who's just feeling defeated and someone who is no good, because that's what the world has told you, because that's what you believe about yourself. Now people are going to see you as the star. There is so much coming your way. as soon as you reclaim your power. All right, pile number one, please give yourself that cup of love. It's time that you do that. This is the time, by the time this Mercury retrograde is over on the 23rd of June, give and take a few days or a few weeks, you are going to be somebody that everyone is going to look up to for inspiration. All right? And look at this. You get the drum, dream and journey. All right? So dream big, pile number one. You are worthy of so much. You don't even see what's coming your way. This is beautiful. This is so much of abundance, so much of happiness, and it's coming to you. And people are going to see you shining. You are the star, and people will see it. Just reclaim your power. Don't give your power away to people, no matter how much you've loved them in the past. If people don't see your worth and value, that's it. You tell them, and if they still don't see it, because you know what happens is that when you keep doing things for other people without expecting something in return, and you finally come to this realization of giving yourself that love, and you know, when your self-worth comes back, and then you go and approach these people, they don't like to see this change, because they like it better when you don't have self-worth, because that way then they can have their will every time. So they may not accept this change in you. If they don't, pile number one, please walk away. There is no point in giving to people who don't see your value and who are not able to put in their 50% in this relationship. All right? Great things are waiting for you. So do that work that you have to during this period and reclaim your power. So that's all I have for you, pile number one. If this reading resonates, please do give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe. But more than anything, please give yourself that cup of love and reclaim your power. All right? It's a beautiful life out there. I always say, live it to your full potential. And with that, we come to pile number two, those who chose the cat tarot or the yellow Jasper. This is your reading. We've got a card each from the Spirit Animal and the Angel and Ancestors Oracle deck, which we shall look at the end of the reading. We begin with the Four of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. All right, pile number two. What is coming to your awareness at this time? And you get the Four of Swords. Pile number two, it's possible that you've been working a whole lot, or whatever be your situation, in whichever walk of life, you've been putting in a lot of effort and you're exhausted. Not only are you exhausted, you have this innate need to step back and go within. This is the Hermit of the Minor Arcana, because just like the Hermit, the Four of Swords is about somebody who's just resting. He's withdrawn from the rest of the world. He's thinking about whatever's happened. Okay, and this is what you want during this time. So as we move into the retrograde, in fact the retrograde is already here, you must be feeling the need to take some quiet time out, to be away from all the drama that's around you, and to think and reflect about everything that's happening around you, to get some clarity. All right, this is what is coming up as we have started the retrograde. And how will this retrograde affect you? This self reflection will get you to a place of this beautiful Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is magnetic. She attracts things to herself. She knows her worth and she doesn't go after anything. She's abundant, she's beautiful, she's intuitive, and she attracts things to herself. She doesn't have to go after anything. Things come to her. She is what you would call the typical queen. I mean, we have four queens here. You have the Queen of Swords, but the Queen of Swords talks about your intellect. Uh, this is whenever we talk about queens, say in fairy tales. I'm not talking about princesses. I'm talking about queens. There's this one queen. You feel she's beautiful, but she's authoritative in her own way, and she just demands what she wants, and then she just gets it. She just attracts it to herself. All right, and this is what is going to uh, be the energy that you are in. After this great self reflection, you will come to this conclusion that you've been running after things for so long, and you'll come into this energy that enough is enough. I've done my bit, and now I am going to be in this feminine energy and of none other than the Queen of Wands, and I'm going to let things come to me because I deserve it, because I'm worthy of it, and it will come to me. So, this is the energy that you are in during this Mercury retrograde after you've done your self reflection. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is Lady Luck herself. So during this time, you're asked to think about all that has happened in the recent past, places where you've gotten lucky, and places where you haven't been lucky. And there are certain things that you put in effort. Say you put in a given amount of effort and you get that much in return. But sometimes you put half the amount of effort, but you come into so much of happiness without you doing anything. So during this reflection period, this is what you got to think about, that where is it in the um recent past that you've put in effort and not got as much, and where is it that you put in less effort and got a whole lot. And you got to look at these patterns. Is it only luck? What else are the other factors that have been affecting you? So this is the period where you got to start reflecting on that when you've come to this Queen of Wands energy, is it surely because of luck? Is it because of you've changed your perception, your perspective on things? What is it? So this is the time. This is very crucial time for you, pile number two, during this Mercury retrograde. And there are things you need to work out when you do this, and you realize that you've not just been lucky. I mean, luck could favor you, yes, but was there some work that you put into before you got this lucky? And were there areas in your life wherein you put in work and you weren't so lucky? And why was it so? So you're going to think about that, and you're going to think, where is it that your attitude was failing you? Where is it your effort was failing you? And how is it that you got so lucky in certain ways to become the Queen of Wands? Then you will realize that when your intention is in perfect alignment with the universe, that's when things come to you. And so what you're going to rework during this time is the Three of Pentacles. Now, Three of Pentacles is in the traditional decks you will find there are three people collaborating together to build something. So you will possibly at this time reflect back to see whatever area it is that you're looking for, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's your own business, whatever it is, you will, or your home and family life, you will look at the basic foundation and make changes so that your foundation is really strong. All right, and this is what you're going to do during this time. Go back and see, uh, now you've realized the pattern that things align for you and you do exceedingly well and things come to you the way you wanted to, if certain things that you've done are in complete alignment with the universe. All right, your thoughts, your intentions, your emotions, everything is focused to one thing, and that's how you manifest things into your life. So you go back and look at those areas in which you're not doing very well, and you rework those areas and build your foundation all over again with that in mind, that you need to focus all your energies and get them in alignment before you can manifest what your dreams are. All right, and what is that unknown factor that you have to keep in mind, and that is the Nine of Swords. So, the major factor that has come in the way of you getting your good fortune in some respects are not only the fact that maybe you haven't worked on your foundation, but it is negative thinking, pile number two. There's been a lot of negative thinking and overthinking, which is stopping the abundance of whatever you are looking forward to, in whichever area of your life you're looking forward to. If you find that things are not coming to you, it is because of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not aligning with your action and with what is it that you're trying to manifest. If I want, say, a dream career, all right, if I've got my sights on a particular job and I write and I apply, but every step of the way I say, oh, I'm not going to get this. I'm sure people are more qualified than me. Oh my God, no, I'm not going to get this. I've got to be really lucky to get this. I don't think I'm really worthy of it. If you keep saying that, you are not going to get that dream career of yours. No one's going to take you, because you have already decided heart and heart that you don't want it, because that's the message you're sending out to the universe. And this is something that you're not aware of. We have certain patterns of thinking, because, and some of them are ancestral. That's the way up, in the name of modesty, that's how we've been taught, not to expect too much. And in not expecting too much, we actually start telling ourselves that we shouldn't be getting anything at all. And this is what actually hampers uh, us from getting that success, because we put limits on how much success we should get. We put limits on it, and this is what you're being asked to guard against during this time. And what precautions should you be taking? And you get the Seven of Pentacles. So this is what's happening, pile number two. You put in effort, and thereafter you keep looking back and possibly comparing with other people and saying that I put in so much effort, and they put in less effort and they've got so much, but look at me, I've got only so much. You started getting impatient, and this impatience leads you to do this overthinking and negative thinking that maybe this is not meant for me, maybe I wasn't good enough. And this is what blocks things from coming into your life. And during this Mercury retrograde, this is what you're asked to look into. These patterns of negative thinking, this impatience for things to work out. Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? Everyone has a different journey. Everyone, there was this beautiful article I read, but I'm sure I'll not be able to tell you what it is because my memory is not very strong. But it's something on the lines of, everyone has a different time zone, and you all work in your own time zones. So you can't compare your journey with somebody else's. Someone may get fame at the age of 5 or 6 years of age, at such a young age, but they may not live beyond 20. And there are some people who will get nothing and feel terrible, and suddenly they get their fame at the age of 85. So it's not that it's not written there for you. The universe doesn't work on the time on time as we do. We see time in a different way. That's not how the universe works. But there is greatness, there is happiness, there is everything there for everybody. But you need to believe that first within you. If you start blocking all that abundance and happiness because of your negative thinking and then blame it on the universe, it's not right. So change that mindset of yours, and that's what you're going to do when you are going to be in this Four of Swords energy. You are going to recognize this, and when you recognize this and start working on those aspects which you have neglected or seen it the wrong way, you are going to have Lady Luck firmly by your side, because you've done in the work and you've aligned everything, and you're going to be the ultimate manifester, and you're going to be in this beautiful energy, and you will get everything that you've ever wanted. It'll just come and fall into your lap. All right, pile number 2, but you need to guard against negative thinking and against being impatient. And then you get mountains, stand your ground. So that, I believe, goes with the Seven of Pentacles. If you're looking at how much you've worked and that you've not really come very far, you are being asked to stand your ground. Don't just dismiss all this effort of yours and say, let's go somewhere else because this is not for me. No, keep at it. Stick to what you're doing. Believe in yourself. This is your advice from Spirit. You're going to get great success, but just stick with what you're doing. Don't leave it. And then you get the Pig Spirit, which says use your mind wisely. And what do you mean by use your mind wisely? Focus for what you want, but do not overthink. Using your mind wisely is to get your mind to do what you want to do and not follow your mind, especially when your mind is, doing, creating mischief in the form of overthinking and the form of negativity. Just stop yourself, and you realize that you're going in that direction. Just stop yourself, replace it with other thoughts, or replace it with action. Ground yourself, and you'll find that great things are going to come your way. You're going to be the Queen of Wands, and she has anything that she wants. And all you've got to do is think about all those areas where you've been feeling that you're not making it. Shift your thinking and see it clearly for what it is. Keep your emotions out of it. See it for what it is practically, and go there and work. Give it your all. Don't give up on anything. Just revisit it, give it time, and think positive. And I'd like you to comment on this blog. Sorry, not blog. On this channel, in the comment section after this reading, in case you actually do this, and tell me, because I'm sure that if you follow this, you are going to get tremendous success, and I'd like to hear about it. All right, so that's all I have for you. Pile number 2. I hope this resonated with you. We've all been there, okay? We all overthink, so it's not something that just you do and the others don't. We all do, and it's difficult for us to remember that every single time, to always keep our thoughts positive. It's not possible. We are human beings after all, but the effort should be there to not dwell on things which are detrimental to you, because overthinking is, negative thinking is, we don't realize it, but it does more harm than actions would ever do. All right, so that's all I have for you, pile number 2, and we're moving on to pile number 3, those who chose the Morgan Greer Tarot or the beautiful Amethyst crystal. This is your reading. We've got 2 cards for you, one from the Spirit Animal Oracle, and the other one from the Angel and Ancestors Oracle, which we shall look at the end of the reading. We begin with the 8 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the 3 of Swords, Strength in reverse, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Rods, or the Page of Wands. What is coming into your awareness, pile number 3? You're feeling it extremely strong within you. to walk away from a certain situation, certain person, certain habit, certain something. You are ready to leave it and walk away. You are feeling out of place in your situation. Whatever it might be, for each person will be different, but you will know best because the feeling within you is going to be very strong during this time that you need to walk away. How will this Mercury retrograde affect you? You are going to be very stable emotionally. Your intuition is going to be heightened at this time. The Queen of Cups, she's got a lot of love to give. She's comfortable in who she is. She loves herself deeply. Her kindness and compassion knows no bounds. But she's very level-headed in the sense that, she even her emotions are very balanced. And she's extremely intuitive. And this is how you are going to see things from this place. If in the past things have upset you and what happens is when something happens in our lives which really shakes us, our emotions wreak havoc. In fact, there's an exaggerated sense of everything. And you've been there. With this Three of Wands, I can see that you have gone back here. There's something that has broken your heart. It's broken your heart and you have wept tears. And I feel for you, pile number 3. You've been through a lot of pain. And by revisiting this pain during this time, you're actually finally able to heal from it and learn the lessons that you needed to learn. You've given yourself ample time to heal. And now your emotions are stable. You get the Strength in reverse. Now the Strength card talks about a person. Look at her. She's got, excuse me. Now the Strength card is about a person who's with this lion. She's not tamed this lion by force, but there's a healthy respect between the animal and this lady. And so he's sitting there with her like a little cat would. All right? So there's complete balance, mutual respect here, and she's got a lot of strength, and that strength is of understanding, of mutual respect, which is making this animal um, respect her and be an equal and sit there instead of trying and dominating her, because he doesn't feel threatened by her. But you get this card in reverse. So this is something that you need to rework, in the sense that whatever your situation was, you will realize that you may have tried to be very dominant in the situation, or whoever you're dealing with was trying to be dominating in the situation. And this is something that with this Three of Swords, whatever caused this heartbreak, you are going to revisit that situation. And after revisiting that situation, you're going to find out that in this relationship, things were not balanced. There was no mutual respect. One person was dominating the other. All right, and that is what led to this heartbreak. And you wept, and the way things are, it looks as the person you're dealing with was the dominating person, and it left you with your heart broken. All right, and you've actually been, during this time, you're going to process all these emotions all over again, and you're going to make peace with it at last. You are going to be extremely balanced emotionally before you take this decision. And the decision, for most of you, I believe, is unless this person changes the way this person is, and gives in 50-50, you are all ready to leave, to begin afresh elsewhere, because you know that you are good enough, and you're not making this as a knee-jerk reaction, or as a reaction to the pain that has been caused to you suddenly. No, you have healed yourself, you've taken your time out, and then you will come to this conclusion. All right, but what are the unknown factors that you need to be aware of? And you get the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords uh, is either, there is something more that's left. You're going to get some sort of clarity in the form of a message. Someone's going to communicate something to you during this time, and this is going to be additional information for you before you take before you move forward. Pages are messengers. Though people look at the Page of Swords as a spy card, as someone who's spying over you on social media, that's also possible that this person who's upset with you is now seeing you transform into the Queen of Cups. So this person is keeping tabs on you. That could be one way of looking at it. But the other way is that someone is going to communicate something to you, which is going to give you a lot of clarity. So it could play out in both ways. All right. And what should the precautions, what are the precautions that you need to take? Excuse me. And you get the Page of Rods or the Page of Wands. So again, it could be that this person is keeping tabs on you, and this person might reach out to you, you know, with maybe a passionate offer of patching things up, because this person's been watching your glow up. All right, the person has seen that you've been in this terrible place after whatever's happened, but you've got your self back together, and how seeing you as the Queen of Cups. And possibly this has got them to, and they can feel that you are going to walk away, because they can feel you withdrawing your energy from them. And when this happens, when they're seeing all this, they suddenly feel that no, they'd like to start afresh with you. So this is what you need to guard against. See, I don't see there's anything wrong going back to somebody, but there are certain relationships, or certain, in fact it could be anything, including habits or whatever it is. There's certain patterns, certain cycles. I keep talking about these patterns and cycles because if you actually look back, you'll find that whether it's the same person or with different people, unless we learn from a certain things, those patterns keep repeating themselves. They keep repeating themselves. So you've got to take a call here when this communication comes, if it is indeed a communication that's going to come to you in the form of some kind of a love offer or an apology or something passionate, to if it comes to you, you've got to make up your mind. Do you want to go back there again? Is this just a temporary thing, or have they really changed? Are they going to give you 50-50? And this actually looks like a very relationship kind of card to me, with all these Three of Swords and Cups energy. It could be an emotional relationship. It doesn't have to be a love relationship, but it is an emotional relationship. But if this person comes back to you, have they really changed? Or is it just a way of keeping you here so that you don't go because they feel comfortable with it? And that's a call you have to take. And you're in a great place to take that decision. You are the Queen of Cups. You have felt every single emotion. You have felt the pain. You have processed the pain. You have dealt with it, and you're now comfortable. You see things for what they are. You see your role in the situation. You see their role in it. And finally, you've come to this place where you've understood everything, accepted the things, and you're ready to let go. You're even ready to forgive. But forgiveness does not mean that you have to go back to the same person again. You can forgive, but you can go your own way. No, nothing stops you. So this is what is going to what you're going to be faced with during this Mercury retrograde, pile number 3, as to what is it that you want. Whether do you need to walk away or do you need to stay, or maybe you can, just make peace in the situation and still walk away and live your life. So that's up to you. So what's the message from Spirit? You get the stag. Trust and thrive. And in this case, trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust that inner voice. Trust your intuition. You are the Queen of Cups. Your intuition is very strong. And you follow your intuition and you will get nothing but success. Intuitions have never failed anybody. And then you get the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. So Spirit is asking you to view this relationship as something that has taught you a lot. It may have matured you, because it's when things are absolutely great and things are working out really well, we actually don't grow. It is only when we are in situations of pain, where we've actually been hurt or we've been through a lot of struggle, that we actually grow. And this is what Spirit is asking you to look at this relationship as. Nothing is wasted. So this relationship has brought you to this Queen of Cups energy. It's got you in touch with your intuition. It's got you to balance your emotion in such a beautiful, positive manner. So if this person decides to come back, it's all right for you to forgive this person. And whether you choose to stay or not to stay is entirely your choice. And don't let anyone pressurize you into seeing one way or the other. Follow your instinct, pile number 3. You are in a great place right now and no one can take this power away from you. All right? So that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope this reading resonated with you. Mercury retrogrades are a time when things come back to us for a second chance. Things come back so that we can process them once again and decide which way to go. So I hope this Mercury retrograde is smooth for all my dear seekers, and till the 23rd of June and maybe a little beyond, I hope this transition is smooth and you can get back to all that you've planned to do after that. All right. So that's it for now. Bye-bye. Take care.